So, hello everybody, I'm Davide Micunco, sales engineer in Liferay, Italy, and that's why I sound like Super Mario. But as you may have guessed from the title of my session, today I'll talk about Camunda. What is Camunda? For those unfamiliar with Camunda, I would like to explain. I know that you already know what is Camunda, but me as a sales engineer, I need really to explain a topic before talking about it. Okay, so in order to make my brain work properly, please let me explain what Camunda is for me, at least. Okay, it is of course a open source process orchestrator that manages BPM and case management processes. Okay. So BPM stands for Business Process Management, so that allows you to manage the workflow of your enterprise. And case management, we can say quickly that the case management is a more dynamic way to manage processes in this way. Okay. And what are its main features? Okay, at least for our DXP point of view. Of course, it is a BPM orchestrator, so the engine that actually, dispatches processes step by step, forward or back, no? And as a graphic process modeler, so again, no code, low code, one of our most important flags, no? So we share something with them, okay? We share full integrability via API too. This is so important for us to can use companies and softwares that share those kind of approach about technologies. And of course, it connects users and systems because if it is easy to understand that you must involve a lot of people in a process, sometimes you need to involve a system, a digital system, in order to retrieve information, share information, update information, okay? And with Camunda, you can do that, okay? But what is BPM used for, okay? I would like to have easiest, probably, approach and more pragmatic in some way. And I would like to start with this easy stuff, okay? Account payable. So, of course, if you perform a service or sell a product to your customer, if you want to be paid from him, you must send an invoice to him. Okay? Yes, in Italy too, we use invoices. Not enough, probably, but the process easy stuff. Okay, because I can say that 90% of companies around the world, but for sure in Italy, works like this, okay? So the supplier sends an invoice. The invoice is reached by the customer in their inbox. The accountant people, so the accountant office, is able to analyze the invoice, okay? And if the supplier seems good enough, they can unlock the payment for the supplier, okay? Right. Seems pretty good, right? Okay. 2017. Lithuania, this gentleman, just sending fake invoices, stolen something like $120 million in short time. Okay, but how it was possible? Simple stuff, really easy. He impersonated a real supplier of both companies that victim companies, okay? And because he was able to retrieve the form factor of a real invoice of this real supplier and sent with another ABAN code in order to be paid on its own IBAN in your account, okay? Sending to the same inbox, and the accountant, of course, the invoices seems pretty good, the same thing, correct for her, and unlocked the payment, allowing him to become rich in a really short time, okay? But what happens if you have up and running a BPM process that manages actually your account payable process. It's something like pretty much the same, okay? But actually, there are a couple of differences that make a big difference. So, for example, you can have a system check, for example, the ABM. So you can retrieve from the ERP all the whitelist ABM for that supplier and verify if it is okay. And after that, the process could involve the cost center manager in order to say, okay, we received an invoice for, I don't know, this kind of service. Do you are aware about that or not? And if it is, okay, you can unlock that approving and unlocking the payment. Otherwise, you can say, no, I don't recognize this service, okay? So a BEC, is that kind of fraud that he applied with a BPM up and running. At least in 2 steps, you are not able to pass the controls in order to be rejected by the cat. It is so important. Of course, I'm not saying that the BPM is something like security tool or anti-fraud something. No, but BPM increase the level of your consciousness of your processes in your companies, the awareness of your processes, and the government of your processes, okay? And as a side effect, you can prevent donating $120 million to a criminal, for example, okay? But of course, not just that. Why is so exciting this partnership for Liferay? Of course, in my opinion, the perfect match. We share a lot of things between us and Camunda. Open source friendly, cloud friendly, but working great on-prem. We have built a big community, really, really big, and loving integrations, okay? And the potential. Liferay already have a lot of integration with great companies. There are just a bunch of them. And of course, adding Camunda, we can use, use the BPM technology too, but we can adopt all the integration that Camunda already has with other great companies. So in this way, you are able to increase the features that you can share with and offer with our customer, okay? And of course, AI in this moment can just enrich everything, okay? Making it smarter and faster than ever. So that's why I love this connection. And I would like to do a big step back 20 years ago when I started working as a developer. And integration in that moment was quite different, okay? So if the application 1 has to share information with the application B, the process was something like this. So no, it is not an Egyptian symbol or something. It's a script scheduled, running by night. The moon means that it's running by night, that extract information from a database and produce a CSV file that is, the script has to upload it on a FTP folder, and in the other side, with another developer in another company with another language, has to process all the CSV file to retrieve information and insert in the next database. So it was so weak procedure. Of course, no real time. One of the most common sentences that I heard in the afternoons when I was younger, of course, it was, you have to wait for tomorrow morning to see your data updated, okay? Now it's crazy to imagine something like this. Of course, we had a lot of parsing problem. A missing column in the CSV file could break all the script. And if you have a single row with a problem, you can risk to roll back everything. So that's why I'm so excited when I see this kind of approach in our companies in this moment. As for me, it's really, really cool. And yeah, it's so important to keep in mind. Just a bunch of examples in order to show you how can be helpful for us, Camunda, okay? But I would like to talk about another use case, okay? Let me introduce OneUp, a great company, okay? And yeah, OneUp is the coolest video game startup nowadays, okay? Imagine, okay. Imagine that OneUp is ranked as a second place in the best place to work with 2025. Of course, data provided by Davide Micunco magazine. I don't know this guy. But they are so proud about that, okay? And this is one of the sentences pronounced by the CEO of OneUp. So they have to manage a lot of applications in their open position in their company, so they are asking us to help them, okay? And so we are here to help. So the situation is that OneUp has a public site and a commerce. There is a page, work with us, okay? Guest user can upload their application on open positions that OneUp published. And the HR talent acquisition office has to review every single application manually before promoting to the manager, eventually, of course, okay? So the request is to reduce the amount of application to be, previewed by the HR, increase efficiency, and reduce time wasting activities. And that's it, easy, no? Easy stuff. Okay, the answer is Liferay DXP, Camunda, and the AI. So the disease process is something like this, vertical reading, okay? So guest people can apply from the public site. The HR talent send the resume to be approved by the manager or can reject by itself. The manager can, again, reject the application or set a meeting in order to view the person that is applying. But in this way, the HR talent acquisition office has to review every single application. So we added this layer with AI in it. And AI can assist the HR talent acquisition office, describing it and reading for them the resume at first. But it can also make decisions, okay? Can reject by yourself if the resume is, too bad, or if it is too good, it doesn't require the approval from the HR talent, okay? It will see directly the manager, okay? So this is the current infrastructure on my laptop right now. So I love this screen, okay? You can run. Okay, on the 9080 port, you have the DXP with a custom object in it, okay? That has a webhook with an action that actually can launch the process on Camunda. And a fragment can retrieve information from Camunda, passing through an Node.js just to overcome problem with course problem, okay? And in Camunda, running on the 8080, we have always those three applications running. So the process engine is the engine, okay? So the orchestrator, okay? Operate is something more administrative approach, so you can see all the task running and so on. And task list is the possibility, is that application that allows the user to approve or reject every single step that is in charge. But of course, probably it's preferred to use something like the XP as a user interface, okay? And of course, I'm using in this demonstration, live demonstration, Liferay connector on Camunda, okay? Free to download from the marketplace of Camunda. And this connector is able to retrieve information from Liferay, update information from Liferay, and on Liferay, and create users, for example, or put a user in a group, okay? So, demo time. Let's try to show you something. Okay, so This is the site of OneUp, okay? This is a great company. But how it is possible to become so cool in this way? So read the, the description, the greatest place to work, following Liferay, of course. But how they was able to reach this target for them, okay? So this is the funny part, in my opinion. So love for me, please, because for me it's so funny. I have to log in, of course. In order to make the demonstration more fluent in this way, I'll use just the admin user, okay? So I will not have to log in, log out in order to show how it appears from a HR view or a manager view or a guest. We all know that profiling works properly in Liferay, okay? So how they was able to become the coolest company in the world about making video games. Of course, making video games. There is a bunch of them, okay? So we can start from reading a couple of them. Minecraft, okay? This is not Minecraft, but it is Minecraft, okay? Build your own online stores in 4 clicks, okay? Or Form Rider. I think it is so important. It's so cool. Another so important, but not my favorite. The favorite is the next one. Grand Theme Auto, Diamond Bar. Become the king of the street by customizing walls and windows with your logos and colors. Look at this guy that is painting the wall. AI can be funny sometimes. And my favorite one is this one. Dumb. It is not Doom, it's Dumb. And here we have to organize documents and not slay any demons, okay? So, okay, but let's go through the demonstration, the real demonstration. Work with us, okay? Here we have a couple of open position running right now. And in another page, I created this thing that it is required for me for the demonstration. It's an hidden page where I can retrieve the resume to upload in the environment in order to make it work. So we have 3 different use cases that we will see together, okay? So a junior developer that works in SAP. SAP is one of the most common ERP, most used, most German probably, ERP in the world, okay? A plumber, but it is not Super Mario, again. It's a general plumber that, of course, is out of scope. And a senior games developer, okay, working with C#, C++, and so on, Unreal Engine, and that's it, okay? So let's try with the first one. Okay, copy paste, work with us. Video game developer, okay, I want to apply. So here in Madrid, so Real Madrid fan can be able to understand what I'm from, the texting. 0101 1968, great. Copy paste, okay. So this junior SAP developer try to be hired, okay, from OneUp. And what happens when we submit? Of course, there is a AI inside the process, so I hope that it will answer as usual, but who knows? So from the HR view, that of course is available just for the HR office. Oh, great. It appears like this, okay? So the Camunda process was started, okay? And here we have an inbox of tasks that we have to manage as office or as user, okay? So you can see already a rating that appears here, and so we will see how it works, but I can spoiler that it is coming from the AI that already read the CV for us, the resume for us, and rate that up with the position, okay, open position. So the HR can review the application, and again, we have the name, the position, the rating, the age calculated by the date, and we add something new, okay? AI consideration. Here we have the resume uploaded by the user. And here we have a consideration that I hope it's possible to read. Otherwise, I will zoom a bit. Okay? So it makes a real evaluation about the resume that is submitted. Okay? So it is helping us in order to make our work easier. Okay? So for the HR could be good enough. So she said, okay for me, as a note, okay? And here we can accept or reject the task, okay? So, okay for me, I can approve. And what happens? The engine of Camunda dispatches the workflow to the next step, okay? So, the manager view, again, available just for the manager, show the same thing, because right now it is passing, okay, in the next step. So the manager view, the manager requiring the new hiring can review the application, and here he can find, okay, for me, that is the notes of the HR office, and he said, okay, let's try, okay, and he can approve. Nice. So I would like to, starting from the user experience, before showing you how it works in the backend, okay? And we can try with, where is my CVs? Okay, I can duplicate it. We can see how it works with another resume completely out or completely in the position. Let's start from the plumber. So it is completely out of scope, so we hope that the AI is able to reject by itself the position, the application, right? Another Fernando, but Redondo this time. He played for AC Milan, so I have to. Okay. Copy paste here. Okay. So professional plumber with 10 years of experience. Who cares? Okay? You can submit. And what happens? I hope nothing at all. Okay? It should be empty here for a while, and we can refresh, but it doesn't appear. Why? Because the AI has already rejected the application of a plumber for a position for a video games developer. Okay? Right. So the last one is a totally in the position. Senior game developer with 10-year experience, AAA titles, expert in C++, Unreal, blah, blah, blah. It's perfect for this position, okay? So what happens? It happens this. Here we go. Work with us. Same thing. Okay, Bobo Vieri for Atletico Madrid fan. Okay, 0-1, 0-1. 195, here we go. And here we go, okay? And submit. Now what we expect that it happens, basically. For the HR view, nothing again, because we want that the task already reach the manager directly without any additional approve. So if I go there, eccolo qua. So that's it. You can see the rating with 5 stars on 5. So the AI was able to understand that Bobo Vieri, in this case, is perfect for this position. So we can review the application, and we can read quickly the AI consideration. The candidate's resume aligns, blah, blah, blah. So it's perfect for our position. Good enough, and I can approve, okay? So I would like to show you what happens in the backend, not considering just the UI. So the first thing, I created 2 different custom objects, one for open position, of course, and the second one for applications, okay? And both are related between them, okay? So if I go there in applications, when I submit the form, when I try to apply for the position, I create a new entry in application object, custom object, and we can see all of them, okay? So Fernando Redondo, Bovieri, and Fernando Hierro. But it's nice, why? Because one of them, it was completely rejected by itself, and we can see it here, because Camunda is able to update the application from the process on Liferay, okay? And we can see the process status rejected by AI, okay? So that's nice, and working properly, and both are manager approved. Do you remember that I approved that process in that way, okay? So, but in the, how it is possible for Liferay to activate a process on Camunda using a webhook, okay? So it means that if I go there in the objects and I see the application object, 14 minutes remaining, okay? Application, actions. Okay, here we have start Camunda, right? And on the event action builder, okay, when on after add, so when you create another entry in the object, I can perform this action. Then webhook. The webhook has this URL, okay? It's on my Node.js, of course, because it's making the gateway API for us, but it's pretty good. So it starts basically the processes on Camunda. This is the operate. Do you remember that this is the application of Camunda that allows you to operate the name as a sense, of course, on processes. And if I go there with complete, a couple of tests before, but yeah, we have the last three here, okay, that allows us to see the path, the blue one, the real path of the process in this case. Let me see if I can zoom a bit. Okay, I hope it is visible. Okay, probably it's better if I go step by step. Okay, so the process is this one, okay? Start from the webhook, started. You can see the logo in the top left corner. It means that it is a connector, not a simple step, and updates by itself immediately that the workflow is started, okay? So on the custom object for that row, it can update that row. Retrieves the information as a job description and job title, and then submit everything to the AI with the resume in order to be able to evaluate with the hertz, with the stars, the compatibility, okay, between both, okay. And if it is too bad, it is able to reject by itself, because the idea is if the rating is lower than 2, it's not good enough. If it is 5, it's perfect. So go directly with the manager, okay? Otherwise, if it is not too bad, I evaluate it. So the AI consideration that you read before. And well, if it is too good, it can jump directly the HR approval. Nice. And of course, both manager and HR can reject or approve, choosing by themselves what is the best thing for them, okay? So I would like to show you up and running this thing, copying again the same thing, or yeah, probably this one. Okay, so we can see live how it is behavior, right? Okay. So we can last 1, 01, 1990, here we go, copy paste. And now, quickly, because it's quick, we can go there and see that the process is launched. And if I go in, we can see that it's performing the control and testing. And here we go. Okay, look at the blue line. It's up and running, so already evaluated again as perfect because it was the same one. So yeah, I hope this can do that. And well, it works properly in this way. And so if we go there as a manager view, we can see last one as perfectly performing in this way. So that was the demonstration live of what we can do, of course, in an easy way. with Liferay DXP, with a BPM, and using the artificial intelligence helping us. And if we can go back to the slide, guys, please. We can go through the conclusions of my speech. Yep. So what we have? The greatest DXP ever, no doubts. I have nothing to add to this description. Camunda, a really great orchestrator, because it's so common with the great community behind. It's so important to have something that shares philosophy with us. And AI, of course, that can just help us and enrich everything we do. And, well, you know, we have a high potential. We have already, with the Camunda, we have more, of course. We have a lot of integration. We can integrate with all digital system of our customers. And from a different point of view, I can see that we are the touching point between the information that our customer organizes in their applications and their audience. And with audience, I mean, of course, customers, of course, suppliers, partners, employees, when you speak about intranets, for example, okay? So managing not just the data and informations of our customers, but also the processes and the flows that are so important part for our customer. We can increase our level of and raising our role at the eyes of our customers, becoming even more the focal point when you speak about communicating outside the company of our customers. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.